If you remember who the Daleks are and you can pick Davros out of an identity parade, then you're going to love this. Doctor Who, the classic BBC show from the 60s, 70s and 80s, is coming back.
Doctor Who, what, where, when and why? We'll find out. You just heard Radio 1's Newsbeat heralding his return from 2003. Doctor Who eventually came back to our screens last year, following an absence of more than 16 years. The series has been around since 1963, the first episode airing the day after Kennedy was assassinated. He's made his way through 10 incarnations, had over 35 different companions, and he's still going strong. Some would say stronger than ever in the 21st century. But what makes a Who fan? Undoubtedly, the new series has brought a whole new generation to Doctor Who, so I went along to Liverpool's local Whovian group, Indelible, to see what they get up to.
What's he doing to you?
He loves it. Look at that. My name's Paul Griggs, a member of Indelible, the Liverpool Doctor Who local group. Every first Saturday of the month, here at the Jacaranda in Liverpool, a bunch of like-minded people get together. We buy a lot of pints of beer. We chat, we hang around, we chew the cud, and we just have some fun. It's about socialising with like-minded people. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be sitting around talking about Doctor Who for the entire sort of 5 hours that we're down here, but of course that does come up once or twice.
My name's Mark Woods. I'm a qualified children's nurse. I'm currently doing a Masters at John Moores University. Mainly the social side of things, the chat, conversation, obviously the excitement last year and this year of new shows to watch and a new series.
Since the new series started, have you got a lot more people coming down?
Not noticeably, no, not really. It's always been quite a big group anyway. There's over 30 on like my email list. Us old jaded fans have suddenly got a new breath of life, so we've been a bit more into it, so I think people maybe been more interested in coming along.
Do you think kids now watching it, 8-9-year-olds, they're going to become as obsessed as some of the fans that are here, and in sort of 10 years time they'll still be sitting around in a pub chatting about the old series, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant?
Yeah, I think they will, because that last season, those 13 episodes were really good, because I am quite surprised that people watched Sylvester McCoy and they became obsessed and intrigued by it, which I didn't expect. There is fans in the early 20s who were drawn in by that era, which I find unbelievable.
Who's your favourite Doctor?
Well, it's Tom Baker.
I'm a Time Lord.
Oh, I know you're a Time Lord.
You don't understand the implications. I'm not a human being. I walk in eternity.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I've lived for something like 750 years.
Oh, you'll soon be middle-aged.
Yes!
An average meeting, I guess we'd have about a dozen, maybe 15 people over the afternoon. We've had between 25 and 30 for a really good day, and we have put on special events. One for the first night of the new series last year, we took a room in a pub up by the Adelphi, and they have a big video screen. We had about 50 people come from all over, so groups from further north, groups from North Wales, people coming over from Manchester, and we just made a real party of it. And it was just a really great communal atmosphere, everybody celebrating. Yes, it's finally back. We've only been waiting 11 years for this. Let's really enjoy it. And we did, and a great time was had by all.
The people that are entertaining, like-minded people, different social mix. It's a big laugh.
I think what it means is we've actually got something to watch on a Saturday night again. Decent family drama. What it means for me is that my kids actually have a Doctor of their own now. I grew up watching Peter Davison, so he's my Doctor. And then later on in life I became an actual fan, collecting magazines, books, DVDs, whatever. And when the series ended, and then when the Paul McGann movie didn't really go anywhere in 1996, what I was always a bit disappointed about was my own kids didn't have that experience. And although a couple of them were into Doctor Who because I was, and they they'd watch a video with me, and they knew what a Dalek was, where your average 7-year-old, 6-year-old at that time wouldn't know what a Dalek was. But now they have the same experience that I did at that age. So it's like my daughter, when Christopher Eccleston turned into David Tennant, it's like, oh yeah, he's going to be fab, he looks really funky, and it's not the same. It's a much better experience seeing something like that when it's new than it is when you're just watching a 10, 20, 30-year-old video.
2 legs, 2 arms, 2 hands. Slight weakness in the dorsal tubercle. Hair! I'm not bald! Ooh, big hair. Sideburns! I've got sideburns! Oh, really bad skin. A little bit thinner. That's weird. Give me time, I'll get used to it. I have got a mole. I can feel it. Between my shoulder blades, there's a mole. That's all right. Love the mole. Go on then, tell me. What do you think?
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor.
Oh, I love it, because it's like suddenly cool again, which is great, and I just think it's fantastic. We grew up with it and loved it as kids, and there was a whole brand new generation with their own Doctor instead of all the old hat stuff, learning to love it and appreciate the show.
I think the secret is, and it's what Russell T Davies understood, is that it's good, clean, family fun. It's not just pitched at kids, it's not just pitched at adults, it's pitched at the audience that would be watching at that time, which is 7 o'clock on a Saturday evening. You'll have your kids and you need something reasonably simple for them to latch onto. So, good v bad, monsters, acceptable scares. You need some humour and some pathos for your adults. You need Billy Piper for your teenagers to go, and even some of the dads, I suppose. It's a mix of things, and there is no other show like it. There is no other show that is aimed at that family audience, and that's what the magic is. It's a mix of things that will... It's unique. That's all I can really say. It's unique. That's what makes it magic.
I need your help. So fancy a trip in the TARDIS? Oh, more of a bus person, are we? Yeah, I see. Come on, what are you waiting for?
Doctor Who fans at the Jacaranda in Liverpool. But there is another type of event, the often mocked and ridiculed convention. I'm standing in the Cavern, Liverpool's first convention, called, surprisingly enough, Who at the Cavern, featuring original Doctor Colin Baker and companion Deborah Watling, as well as a host of other guests. Right now, there's a charity auction going on.
22, I hear 22. 22, it's against you now, 22. You're going to let a man just walk all over you like that, are you? £22 at the back. £22, we're selling at 22. 22 once, 22 twice, sold £22. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
Can you get bored after 20 years of this?
No.
Colin Baker, Doctor number 6.
No, I don't get bored, but I don't wake up in the morning thinking, oh goody, I'm going to a convention either. It's kind of what I do, you know. One of the things I do in my life is going to conventions. And people say to me, are you enjoying yourself? And it's a tricky question, because I know that I should say, yes, I'm having a wonderful time. But the real answer is, I'm not here to enjoy myself. I'm here for the people who've paid to enjoy themselves. So I derive satisfaction from doing that, from being the person they want to see. But I don't actually go, oh wow, I'm going to a convention. I think some people get upset when I say that, but it's the truth. And any actor who tells you anything else is lying through their teeth.
Paul Cornell is a long-time contributor to Doctor Who and writer on the new series. He told me what he thought about conventions and fans.
Oh, I love conventions. Most notably, I've been for the last 9 years to the Gallifrey conventions in Los Angeles, which are tremendously friendly and wonderful, and it's where British Doctor Who fans feel, and fan writers and creators feel very much at home and have been doing business for the past few years. The atmosphere encourages us to sort of let our hair down and talk openly to each other, which is wonderful. And British Doctor Who conventions, I used to be involved in the running of a couple, notably the Fan Aid conventions back in the 80s and Monopticon, which was the Manchester convention. So, you know, I know them quite well.